everyone's joining. Today I'm going to be reacting to an old video. So I've seen Reagan from Peruse Project did this video a few months ago. I'll link the video down below so you guys can check out. Basically what she did was reacting to favorite books from a certain year, and I kind of got inspired for that, and I can't wait to do this one just because I want to know whether my reading taste has changed or not over the years, and yeah, reacting to old videos are fun for me, so I wanted to do this video. But yeah, let's get to the video. Okay, I got my video up.
Hey everyone, it's Jordan, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 books of 2017. This was really hard for me to narrow down because I enjoyed a lot of books this year, even though there's some that I disliked, but I honestly thought about doing top 20 on this list, but the book that I was currently reading, I wasn't able to finish it time before this video, but then I decided to narrow it down to 10, even though it was really hard to narrow it down. But anyways, let's talk about the books that I enjoyed in 2017. And these books are in particular order, but some of them are not. But the book on number 10 is Caraval by Stephanie Garber.
Yeah, that one's still one of my favorite series, even though like Once Upon a Broken Heart series is not my favorite. Like it takes place in the same world as Caraval, which I liked, but somehow I'm not enjoying that series as much as the Caraval series. But those are still books that are very enjoyable reads for me, just because I love Stephanie Garber's writing and the characters that she created, and obviously I like the world. So yeah, I'm not surprised that Caraval is still one of my favorite book series, and yeah, I am not surprised that that one was on the list, because I know that came out in 2017, so yeah, that was when I was starting to pay attention to new releases. When I first started my channel, I know there were some that I didn't even pay attention as much, but I was watching BookTube a lot in 2017 before I started my channel. Well, a little bit of 2016, like around November of 2016, but still, that was like a hyped book that I've read that year, because I know it was like everywhere, and yeah, Caraval is still one of my favorites to this day. So yeah, next book.
Next book that's on number 9 on this list is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli.
So yeah, I still liked The Upside of Unrequited. I actually unhauled that and Simon and the, oh gosh, what was the title? Oh my gosh. I unhauled both of those just because I don't see myself rereading these books. I mean, I like them, don't get me wrong. I just don't think I would be able to reread them. If I wanted to reread them, I could just get them on ebook, and plus with the shelving room that I had to sacrifice those books, even though I like both of them. But I know Upside Unrequited is like my favorite out of Becky Albertalli that I've read, but I'm not willing. I don't think I would ever reread them, even though I really liked the story, and same with Simon. But yeah, those are my. I still liked the both of those, but I don't see myself rereading them. That's why I unhauled them. So yeah, nothing wrong with the books. Just don't get me wrong. I don't think I could see myself rereading them, even though I liked both of the books. So I know it happened. So go to the next book.
Prepared. And number 8 is Beauty and the Beast novelization by who's the author? Elizabeth Rotnick, and I know.
Yeah, I still like the novelization of the live-action Beauty and the Beast, which came out the same year. I still have it on my shelves somewhere. I know it's like on one of these shelves, and I still have, yeah, it's like right up there. I reorganized my bookshelves in case you guys couldn't tell, but I still liked it, and I have it on ebooks just so that way if I feel like rereading again, I can read it if I wanted to, and And you guys know that Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. And now the live action remakes, that one is my favorite. Not just because I'm a big Beauty and the Beast fan, it has something to do with it, but yeah, I just like how they expanded the story a bit. That's what I liked about it. And I know some people don't like the live action remakes of Disney movies, and I know some that are coming out or some that are like delayed because of circumstances, but yeah, I still liked that book. I still like a good fairy tale retellings. When it comes to books, those are still some of my favorite stories to read, even though some people are like, why don't you like just read the original? I mean, sometimes people have different visions of the stories that they like. That's why I like the retellings, especially like the Lunar Chronicles, just for example. Those are my favorites book series of all time, not just for that reason, but also just because it's told in by different characters, so you get to see different retellings of each book in this series. That's what I liked about the Lunar Chronicles. So yeah, I still like that one as well, but yeah, let's go to the next one.
Coming to the book on number 7 on this list is The Beast Within by Serena Valentinico.
Valentinico, what the heck? I know I struggle with pronouncing authors' names, but I know it's Serena Valentino. So yeah, but I love those Disney villain series. I know The Beast Within was the first one that I've read, and I still liked how she took a beloved character or villain and give him a backstory. I know the Beast is not a villain. That's what people don't like about that one, because he's technically not a villain. Yes, and I know she recently released a one about Gaston, and I still need to catch up on those Disney villain series just because I'm so behind on it. I know they did. I know I've read the one about Maleficent this year. I know there's Mother Gothel, Cruella de Vil, Lady Tremaine, Hades, and one of my favorite villains, Captain Hook, and then now Gaston. And I think that's it. I know that there's one that's just about the Odd Sisters, who are the main, like one of the main antagonists in these series. So, and they're not Disney original villains that we know of. So yeah, I love those series, but I've been rarely behind on this series. But I know that I'm trying to catch up as I go along, just because for a big bit Disney nerd, I'm not surprised that some of those are on my favorites list. So yeah, but I'm still a big Disney fan. I like showing how much I like Disney and the movies and shows and all that. And there's a lot of books that I've read that are some of the books released by Disney have released a lot of books that I want to read. And I know there's a new series from Disney that's coming out. It's called The Enchanters, starring with Fairy Godmother from Cinderella, which really grabbed my interest. I saw that announcement on Instagram, and I'm like, I gotta read this because I love the Fairy Godmother from Cinderella, and not just Cinderella in general and other Disney movies like I mentioned. But yeah, I still like the Disney villain series, but I am so behind on that. And I know the Twisted Tales series, I've been reading them slowly, even though there's more that is coming out, but I know that I will still catch up with the series, because they're all like not connected to each other, but they're like told from different Disney movies. Like I know I've read Aladdin, which is a whole new world, and Once Upon a Dream, which is based on Sleeping Beauty, which is my favorite of the two that I've read so far. And I know I want to read Endless Time, because as a next one, I've been reading them in publication order just because I want to do that with the Twisted Tales series. But anyways, I'm not surprised that some of the Disney books has end up on my favorites list from the past. So so far my reading taste has not changed a bit. So, but anyways, let's go to the next book.
6 is Lost in a Book by Jennifer Donnelly.
Again, not surprised that it's on my favorites list. Another Beauty and the Beast book. That one was released with the live action remake, like I mentioned. I love that one. I read that like before I started BookTube, I think. Yeah, I think I've read it before I started BookTube. I think I've read it like during spring break in college or something like that, and I really loved it. Like I have trouble picking which book to read, so I read each chapter of each one, which one I want to read more, which I have done that sometimes when I'm stuck on which one I want to read next when it comes to my TBR. I know I've added some more since I've been on my on my book by man, well, off of my book by man, and now I'm back on it, and of course there's a lot of series to catch up on in general. I'm just saying this in general that I need to catch up. So yeah, I still loved Lost in the Book, and I've been thinking about reading some of the books that I've read in the past, like maybe the ones before I started my channel, and see how my reading tastes over time, kind of thing. I don't know, that's kind of an ideas that I want to do for next year anyway, like reread some of the books that I liked in the past and see if I still like it and like in current day. But yeah, I'm not surprised that's on my list, and I honestly loved it. I still loved it to this day, and I hope to reread that in the future. But I'm not surprised that was on my list. So yeah, let's go to the next.
To number 5 is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I was actually surprised
Yeah, I still like Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, I was surprised on how much I liked it. I rarely put classics on my list, but I know that one's like a new classic. I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but I know my sister has tried to get me to read Pride and Prejudice for years before I read it for a college class, and I end up liking it. And then my sister had me watch the movie adaptation with Keira Knightley. That's her name. I was about to say a different an author's name, and I'm like, that's not it. It's Keira Knightley. So yeah, I like that adaptation. So yeah, I'm still trying to read classics, even though there's some days I haven't been in the mood to read classic these days. Like, I need to be in the mood for them. Like, I know there's still some that I want to read, like King Arthur, Phantom of the Opera, even though it's something I don't like the actual thing, but it's because of the singing. It's like having it as an opera was bugging me. But this year I recently watched an adaptation of Phantom of the Opera without having it as a musical, which kind of helped me understand the story more. So that was just for me anyway. And I know there's other classics that I want to read. I know they're on these shelves, on my classic shelves, and I know I do want to. I'm trying to finish up the short story collection of Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot, because I've had that on my shelves for years. So I've been very slowly reading each short stories, and I've been really bad at reading one each day. But yeah, I am not surprised that Pride and Prejudice ended up on my list, and I still like it, and I know I want to reread some of the classics that I've read. So even though my opinions probably wouldn't change if I reread them, even though some of them have a lot of controversies behind them, but I still know that when it comes to classics, you can't rewrite the past no matter how much people want to. So yeah, I'm not surprised that Pride and Prejudice was on my favorites list, and I still like it to this day. So my reading taste hasn't changed, but we have to see what other books that end up on that list and see if that changed. But yeah, let's go to the next book.
Coming to number 4 on the list is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. The reason
I'm not surprised that The Hobbit ended up on the list, because I actually read Lord of the Rings for a class that I took in college, which was the Inklings class. It's about like the authors who were part of the Inklings: J.R.R. Tolkien, Charles Williams, I think it was, and C.S. Lewis. So I've read a lot of works by them in that class, and yeah, and I end up liking Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And I think The Hobbit is my favorite, but I still like the Lord of the Rings series. So yeah, I just think Bilbo was a better character than Frodo. Yeah, if anybody likes Frodo, I am sorry, but Bilbo is the better protagonist in the World of Tolkien. I am sorry. Bilbo, I love Bilbo. He's my favorite out of the Hobbits, and I know I love Sam from the Lord of the Rings series, which I still do, and all the other characters, but Bilbo was a better character than Frodo. I am sorry, but yeah, I know I reread the series like a few years ago, just so I would read The Hobbit and then Lord of the Rings, like almost back to back, but I can't remember on top of my head. But I know I have, since I made that video, and I still like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and yeah. And I like Martin Freeman's performance as Bilbo, so yeah, there's a plus for that. And I know some people didn't like how they managed it 3 movies. Yeah, I understand that, but still, I still like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, so that's not that surprising to me. I don't know where it is on my shelves, because I know I put it somewhere where all the fantasy books that I have on my shelves, but I can't remember where. But anyways, I still like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit either way, so yeah, let's go to the next book.
Top 5 of my list. Coming to number 3 is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie.
Not surprised on that. Ever since I've read Murder on the Orient Express, Agatha Christie has become one of my classic mystery writers, and I know she's one of the top selling authors, like the top 5. She was like number 3, and Shakespeare, and then the Bible. So yeah, I'm not surprised that one of the Agatha Christie books ended up on my list. I'm still reading Agatha Christie, and I know I love the books that I've read by her, and I'm trying to remember how many that I've read. Yeah, these are here. All the books that I've read from Agatha Christie, and I'm still currently working on the short story collection like I was telling you about Hercule Poirot. But yeah, I'm not surprised that I liked Agatha Christie. I know she wrote a lot of books, and I'm still trying to read a lot of her books, because I have so many on my TBR. I know I have these 4 here, and then I have that graphic novel of one of her books over there. So yeah, again, I'm not surprised, and I still like Agatha Christie, and I'm still trying to read more books by her. So yeah, not surprised again. So yeah. So next book.
On this list, and I just recently finished it, is Fireblood by Ellie Blake.
Fireblood? It's Frostblood. What the heck was I saying? Yes, Frostblood by Ellie Blake. Again, another book series that I like, except I don't think I like the 3rd one as much as the first 2 books, if I remember correctly, and I still like that trilogy. I haven't seen any more books by this author. I don't know if she wrote any more books. I don't know, but I did really like the world and the characters. That's what I liked about the series, especially like and further you go in the series, you not only get to explore the world, but also discover more about the characters and all that. And I know some people say, like, this is a, like, Katara and Zuko kind of book if you liked Avatar: The Last Airbender, but wish that Katara ended up with Zuko. And my unpopular opinion, I don't think those two would be a cute couple. That's just my opinion, but I understand, like, how people say, like, oh, those two should end up together. That I understand. So, like, that book does remind me of Avatar: The Last Airbender a bit, so that's why I liked about it. And plus, I really like the characters, and I like the world, so yeah, again, I'm not surprised about that. I feel like my reading taste hasn't changed, but we should have to wait until to see what's the last one on the list. But yeah, let's get to the last one.
And coming to number 1 book of 2017, and you probably will guess which book I ended up on the top, is Everland by Wendy Spinelli. This is a...
Yep, I'm not surprised. I know that was the first book that I've read since I started BookTube, and I know I did a spoil-free review of that, and yeah, I still like the Everland series. Auslan is like my least favorite out of the series, but I know I've liked the series as a whole, and I know that there's a novella that is available on ebook, which I have, and I know I've been meaning to reread the series lately, just so I would read the prequel novella and then read the other books in the series, just to see how I liked it. And yeah, my reading taste hasn't changed, even though I've been branching off of a lot of adult fantasy. Like, if there's a lot of adult fantasies I want to try out, like I have lately, and I still read YA, and like, even though I still trying to branch off of more adult books, but I'm still reading some YA, because I know that's the audience I want to write, since I'm still an aspiring writer, and I want to write YA, that's why I read YA, but I know that my reading tastes have changed a lot over the years, and I know that a lot of these books were either adult or like a small amount of adult and YA, but I still read YA occasionally but I've been trying to read more adult books. Nothing wrong with the young adults that I've read, don't get me wrong, I'm just trying to branch out, which is nothing wrong with that, and I'm happy that my reading taste hasn't changed. So, yeah, I'm trying to... But yeah, I am not surprised about my reading taste, and yeah, I'm happy that I did this video, just because I know some of my reading tastes have changed a bit since I posted that video, but some of them haven't changed a bit, so, but yeah, I'm really glad that I did this video, and shocked that my reading taste hasn't changed, but it kind of changed over the years, but that's okay, but yeah, I'm not surprised about some of the books that were my favorite then versus books that I've read now, but still, my reading tastes have changed a little bit, but not too much. So that is all for reacting to my favorite books of 2017. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and comment down below if your reading taste has changed over time, because I would like to know. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you'll be notified when I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!